Total War Warhammer 40k or 40,000 was announced, and I couldn't be more hyped about it. This is episode 0 of the Total War Warhammer 40k playlist here on my channel, and I want to tell you a little bit about my plans and what you can expect here in the future. So, with that said, let's get right to it. When this game was announced, I was absolutely hyped for it because it brings two of my most beloved franchises together, Total War and Warhammer 40k. And I'm a huge Total War fan, and I'm a huge Warhammer 40k lore nerd. So that those two things are now combined is just a match made in heaven for me. And I've been playing Total War games since Medieval 1. I missed out on Shogun, but then Medieval 1 I played it and I hated it because it wasn't what they showed on the package, because on the package they only showed the fights but not really the turn-based map. So I was completely weirded out and confused as a kid. And I didn't play it for a while. Then I returned, and then it finally clicked with me, right? And then I've been playing Total War since. I've been playing most of the mainline games, and I missed out on a few expansions here and there, but I've played all the mainline games since. And I have just reached 1,000 hours in Total War Warhammer 3. And, well, let's not count the other hundreds and hundreds of hours in Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2, plus, of course, the other Total War games. So, yeah, huge fan of that. And then there's Warhammer 40k. Now, I have been reading up on the lore for the last 15 years at this point, and I know a lot about the game. Sometimes a little bit too much, or not the game, the lore. Sorry, the lore, I have to say. I know it's also a game. The problem is that I have never played the tabletop game. So, yeah, I know the lore, like tons of wiki pages, of course, books and all that, but I have never played the tabletop. I'm here for the world and for the stories. Just to make this very clear, because this is something you have to mention sometimes, because there are some weird fans out there. I love the lore. I don't want to live in that world. Like, oh, that world is grimdark. I mean, that's where it's coming from. And like, yeah, no, I don't want to live in that world at all. But it makes good stories, and I like me some good stories. So again, that those two things are now coming together is fantastic. So let's talk about what we have planned here. First things first, there will be reaction videos, right, analyzes, and also some original content I want to do regarding the gameplay, because let's be honest here, even though I do love Total War, that also means I know about the shortcomings of the Total War series, and I think we have to talk about them before we are going into the next Total War installments. So there will be videos which are just not reactions or analyzes of some of the gameplay material, right? So that is also coming. And then there will be some live streams in between whenever it makes sense, if people want to see that. Now, let's talk about the lore aspect. Can we just be real here for a minute? I think Warhammer 40k is one of the biggest worlds, made up worlds out there. And whenever there are new players coming to the lore and they want to get into it, they're getting scared. They're just don't want to do it anymore. I have actually a lot of friends who played more and more Warhammer 40k games recently, and they were kind of interested in the lore. But whenever they were thinking about reading up on something or even watching some YouTube videos, they were immediately like, "Nah, this is too much, man. I don't want to write a dissertation on this whole topic. I just want to get a quick glance." And I was thinking that's something I could do, right? I could provide lore videos which only focus on the gameplay aspects. So right now, we have 4 factions in Total War Warhammer 40k, right? if you know the Warhammer 40k lore, you know there is so much more out there. But Tau, Tyranids, Chaos Space Marines, doesn't really matter right now. You don't have to know about it because, well, they're not in the game right now. And that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on gameplay, which is there, right? And then I want to do the lore videos about it. So you don't have to fear that I'm bombarding you with information which is not in the game. It doesn't really matter to you at this point. I know for the lore purist, this is just what? You are missing out on so many important side things. You know, if people are really interested, I do believe that they can just then go out there for themselves and look up books, look up wiki pages. By the way, don't use fandom. Please don't. Use Lexicanum. Google for Lexicanum and you will find it. I know it looks a little bit weird, it's a bit old, but it has the best information out there when it comes to wikis and lore stuff. Please don't use fandom. Again, there are tons of videos out there. They can also watch then if they're interested into more details. But I want to give people a starting point. I want to keep it clean. I want to keep it short. And I want to focus on certain aspects you see in the game. And that's what I want to do. So those are the two video formats you will basically find here on the channel, plus the occasional live stream when there are new announcements. Like we already know that Warhammer 40k will not return till, I think, March? Was it March? I think it was March. And so till that, there will not be really a live stream with live reactions till that is happening. But, as I said, videos are coming. There are tons of videos already in production, tons of videos are already planned, and in the next few weeks, you will see this playlist grow by at least a video per week, and sometimes even more. Really depends a little bit, of course, but that's the plan I'm having and putting into motion so far, and I hope you will enjoy it. Speaking about enjoying it, if you found this helpful and you're looking forward to all the other videos, please leave a like underneath the video. It really helps a ton, especially when you have smaller channels, so that the algorithm is picking up on those videos. And of course, if you want to, well, see more of that content, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. That will also help me out a great deal. But with that said, folks, don't forget, the Emperor protects. And more importantly, please stay safe. See you then.